Hey y'all, how you doing today? So today I want to talk to you about combining different forms of divination. Now, originally I was going to do this video and show you several examples of how to combine different forms of divination. For example, bones with bibliomancy, or tarot with Lenormand, or bones with tarot or Lenormand, or uh, tarot or Lorman with bones or geomancy. But I decided that today I would just focus on tarot and geomancy, and I would do separate videos for the different combinations in order to keep these videos shorter and more to the point. So today I'm going to talk to you about combining geomancy with tarot. And I have here, I'm using the playing card size Rider-Waite tarot. And I have here these little geomancy sticks. Now, if you don't know about anything about geomancy, you're not going to really learn a whole lot. I'm not going to go through all the different things. But these are 4 little sticks. I got them off of Etsy. I have bigger pairs as well. And it's just these little sticks, and on one side it has 1 dot, and then on the other side it has 2 dots. And there's different ways to generate geomes. You know, some people will shake it in their hand and plop it down, and then boom, here I have 1122, and that means I believe sometimes it's hard to remember these. 1122, that is lesser fortune or something. So what was I saying? So today I'm going to talk to you about combining these forms. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So you have 4 sticks, and that would create 16 different combinations. And I pulled this out to show you. I'm not going to go through all of them, but here's a little thing here that I drew up in one of my little books, and it got torn out. But these are the 16 different combinations that you can form with the geomancy sticks. Anyway, now, to begin, those of you who saw my previous video, I think it's entitled How I Became a Tarot Reader, I was interested in the tarot from a very young age, but I grew up in a very small town in the South, and so I didn't know anybody who read tarot cards, and I didn't have the opportunity to see a reader really ply their trade. Now, those of you who grew up in big cities, like, I don't know, maybe Chicago or New York, you probably had a chance where you can go into a business and get a card reading with a reader or someone, and actually experience a reading and see someone reading the cards. I did not have that opportunity. My first time seeing a reader ply their trade was probably late at night watching the Miss Cleo infomercials. Now, while these were infomercials designed to get you to call in and pay for a reading, I do believe that Miss Cleo was a genuine reader. I feel like she got caught up in something beyond her control, and she got scapegoated, and they made her into something of a joke. But I really feel like she was a genuine reader. I really liked watching her do the readings, and as someone who was studying the cards, I would sit there with my books, and I would sit there with my cards and try to lay out the same cards and follow along with her. And from what I knew of the cards, I could see why she drew the conclusions that she did. Now, the participants, her clients, may have been paid to agree with her, but I felt like, you know, I saw why she said what she was saying. I could see how this card relates to this, and this is why she said that. And that really influenced me. Now, she used what she calls the 4-door spread. And it was actually 8 cards in some cases. And I wrote about her 4-door spread in one issue of the Hoodoo Almanac. I can't remember which one. I want to say it was the 2013 Hoodoo Almanac. I'm not sure. But I wrote a whole article about how she performed the 4 doors reading, and that really influenced me. It was basically just a 4-card cut, and these 4-card cuts are really versatile. You can make them, you know, each card represent a different time period or phase of life or what have. They're very versatile, and if you work with it, you can glean a lot of information. Now, as I studied the tarot and got better, yes, I moved on to things like the Celtic cross, or the clock of horoscope, the 9-card spread, and bigger spreads. But the 4-card cut is my go-to. I really do like that and read that in a lot of ways. So I'm going to just show you the quick method by which I combine tarot with geomancy. So let's pretend I've shuffled the cards, and I'm just going to cut them into 4 stacks. 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to turn over the first card, the top card, excuse me, in each deck. And then I'm going to take this deck up and set it aside. Y'all know I'm a Virgo. I have to get this just perfect on here. Okay, so I have my 4 cards here, and I'm just going to show them to you. I have, the first card is the 10 of Pentacles. The second card is the 5 of Wands. The third card is the Queen of Wands. And the last card is the 10 of Swords. Now, the first thing I do when I look at these cards is, and I'm not going to read them in depth, I'm just going to give you some quick tips of what I do. The first thing I look at is, I like to regard this 4-card spread not as 4 individual cards, but as one sort of panoramic view of a scene. And I'll look at it as a whole, and then I will go, I don't know how to say it, I look at it as a whole, and then I get down to specifics. And I would read this first card as the past, the second card as the present, the third card as the future, and the fourth card as the outcome. And another thing I look at is, how are the elements balanced in this deck, in this reading? So we have Pentacles, Earth, Wands, Fire, and then we have Swords, Air. So we have a majority of fire, and then Earth and Air is balanced, but we're lacking water. So that would tell me something about what's going on. I'd also look at the first card and the last card, so we can, like the color scheme. So the first card is the 10 of Pentacles. That's Earth, and it's a very warm card. It's a very earthy card. And then we go to Air, which is the Swords, and it goes dark. So we go from earthy and bright to dark and airy, and then I would interpret that as well. And then, so I would, read these, and then another thing I was going to say I was going to do, I like to look at the pairs. So I would read the first 2 cards as one card, like I would combine them and blend them. Then the second 2 cards, I would read them and combine them, and then I would look at the last 2 cards and sort of blend them and read them. I'd also look at how, when I was talking about the panorama, I look at how the people look at each other. So from my point of view, I hope I'm doing this right from y'all's point of view. So if you look at these cards, you see these people are sitting here, and they're watching these people fight. This old man is sitting here with his dog. There's some family, and they're watching these people fighting. That would mean something to me. And then if you look at these 2 cards, I hope I'm doing this right from y'all's perspective. The Queen right here, she's facing this. She's watching this person laying on the ground full of swords and things, and that would mean something too. So anyway, that's just like a quick way of how I would look at these cards and relate them to one another. Now we pull in the geomancy, and so what I do is, remember, we have 4 cards here, and I have 4 sticks. So what I would do is, I look at the first card, and I look at the number on it. That's a 10. So 10 is an even number, so that would be 2 dots. So I'd sit this right here, 2 dots up. Next we had the 5 of Wands. 5 is an odd number, so that would be 1 dot. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Now, that would be female. That would be 2 dots, right? And so I want to pause here to say something. With the Page, Knight, King, and Queen, we know that the king and knight are regarded as male. Pages can be male or female, so I regard pages as female with the queen and pair them so that there's 2 female and 2 male among those 4 cards. So if this would have been a page, I would have said female as well. And then finally we have the 10 of swords, and that is a one dot. So what we have is 2, 1, 2, 1. I don't know if I can pick these up without knocking them apart. Let me see if I can do this and show it to you. Don't drop them. So there we go. 2, 1, 2, 1. And that is the, I'm trying to think of the Latin word for it, acquisitio. So that is the geom or geomantic symbol for acquisition. Acquisition means gain, profit. You're going to receive something good for this. You're going to profit from this person, from this situation, what have you. And so what I'm doing here is I am reading this symbol as a sort of 5th card in the 4-card reading, where I'm maybe synthesizing what was said here into this 1 card. Because remember, you have fire, earth, air, water, and then the geomancy is sort of the spirit, and it, makes the balance. So again, I would read the 4 cards, and then I would use those 4 cards to generate a geom, and sort of the geom symbol that is generated would sort of add something to the reading. Now, I didn't do a specific question and go through all the cards and everything like that like I would do if it was a normal reading, but this gives you an idea of how I combine tarot with geomancy. So anyway, if you read tarot and you are able to read geomancy, give this a try and let me know what you think. Until next time, make good decisions, do good things, be good people.